So check it. You want to know about living in Houston, Texas, the pros, the cons. You're in luck because I've been here my entire life. I'm 40 years old. I've lived in all four corners of the area. I'm a realtor here in Houston. Been licensed for a little over 7 years now. Been investing in Houston off and on since 2007. And I can tell you right now, there ain't nothing I don't know about H-Town. So you're in luck. We're going to cover the pros, the cons, the good, the bad, and the ugly. And we're going to get after it right now. Let's go. Hey, what's up guys? It's Rose Royce, the luxury boss with the Rose Royce Luxury Living Team right here in the Houston, Texas area. Honestly guys, people are calling us each and every day with questions about moving and relocating to the Houston Metro. So, if you're thinking about moving, you know where you want to live, you know where you want to play in the Houston Metro. Give us a call, shoot us a text, send us an email, however you want to reach us. But when it comes to moving and relocating to the Houston Metro, we got your back. So if you haven't already done so, make sure you subscribe to this channel. I'm going to be doing videos each and every week about what it is to live in the Houston Metro. I love real estate, I love whiskey, I love cigars, and I love wealth. So that's what this channel is about. We're going to be talking about whiskey, wealth, and real estate, and cigars in the Houston area. So that's going to involve my favorite restaurants, my favorite bars, my cigar bars, clubs, lounges, places to live, school districts, whatever it is. Any and everything about Houston. So if you want to get notified each and every time I upload a new video concerning living in Houston, from my perspective, make sure you subscribe, make sure you click on the little bell, and that way you get notified each and every time I upload a new video about living in Houston, Texas. Right now we're going to cover my top 5 pros and cons about living in the Houston metro area. I've been here my entire life. I'm a local realtor. I've lived in all 4 corners of the area. There ain't nothing I don't know about H-Town, Slab City, Clutch City, Space City, the Bayou City. We got many names, but there ain't nothing I don't know, so you came to the right place. You want to know all about living in the Houston metro? I'm your man. Number 1, what's my favorite thing about living in Houston? The food. I'm a foodie. I love it. My favorite food is pizza, but I also love seafood, and I'm a Texan, so I love barbecue. Houston has, in my opinion, the best barbecue. We also have pretty good Tex-Mex. We also have pretty much a cuisine for everybody. So whether it's Vietnamese food, Chinese food, Indian food, Mediterranean food, you name it, we got it. There are all kinds of, diverse restaurants to try out here in Houston, because whether you know it or not, Houston is actually ranked the most internationally diverse city in the country. So more people, more diversity, more options, and Houston has it. So on the flip side of that though, where it's pretty hard to start a restaurant here in Houston, we're pretty, specific about what it is we like. We're very picky about it. So it's hard to make it in Houston if you own a restaurant, but if you do make it, you're in there. You're in there like swimwear, as they say. We have restaurants galore here. It's also the easiest city to get fat in. We used to be voted consistently the fattest city in America. It's not something I'm proud of. I actually used to be a personal trainer, so it kept me in business. But anyway, moving on to the next one. So my number 2 reason for a pro or con in Houston is kind of what I tagged on the last one, diversity. Houston is very diverse in people. Again, we're the most internationally diverse city in the country. That's a good thing in some ways. Depends on how you look at it. It can be a challenge in other ways. Diversity as a pro is, again, there's an atmosphere, there's a culture, there's representation for everyone. We have over 90 different continents in this city. But on the flip side of that, when you have so many diverse people here in the area, it can cause potential for conflict. But having so many diverse people here does give you an opportunity to be culturally aware. So there's literally a representation for everyone, African American, Caucasian American, Asian American. The Nigerian community here is very affluent as well. So I just love it because it's a melting pot of everyone. It's almost like the Southern New York here. which makes sense why J and B are together, I guess. So a lot of my friends from New York actually, for some reason, love relocating to Houston, other than the cost of living. But it's a great place to relocate if you're looking for a culturally diverse area to live in. So my number 3 pro or con for living in Houston is going to be the size. You know, the massive size about Houston. When people relocate to Houston, they're usually surprised about how far it takes them to get from the north side to the south side of H-Town, or from west or east. You know, you can drive from the north side to the south, all the way to the south before you get to the island, the Galveston Island. And you probably more than likely have been driving for about an hour and a half, not counting traffic. That's just how massive this city is. We have 2 major airports. We have a massive port here, you know, seaport here. It's just really massive here in Houston. I mean, as they say in Texas, we do things big in Texas, and Houston's no different. I mean, we have 2 major airports with Bush Intercontinental on the north and Hobby on the south. We have a massive seaport. You know, it's just a massive city. It takes you, like I said, an hour and a half to get from one end to the other. Everyone has to have a car pretty much. I mean, we do have a transit system, but I'll get into that in a minute. But you pretty much definitely need to have your own transportation here. Everything is about 30 to 40 minutes away. You know, with COVID-19 right now, it's pretty cool because I'm labeled as an essential worker. And so normally something that takes me about 45 minutes due to traffic, I can get there in about 20 to 25 minutes depending on how fast you drive. But it's you know, everything is spaced out. I have a friend that lives in the Katy area, a couple of friends actually that live in the Katy area. My closest friends to life. I don't see them because I'm not driving that far. They laugh, but I'm not driving, but I don't see them coming to visit me either. So it's just, it definitely makes you think about, once you start getting past 34, 35, you start really calculating what your day is going to look like, because you're not just going to start popping up on people in Houston because it's too far to drive. All right, so massive city, I can't stress that enough. Again, it's a good thing because, again, you know, there's somewhere to go always, but it's a con because it's always somewhere it takes you forever to go. So, you know, take it how you like it. Number 4 pro and con about living in the Houston area is the transit system. So transit systems such as, you know, we got the Metro bus, you got the Metro rail, of course you got Uber and Lyft, you got Yellow Cab, limousine taxi services, what have you. You also have the HOV lane, where, you know, you get in your car, you got to have a minimum of 3 passengers, or you can get on the bus and basically have a designated lane for high occupancy vehicles. So that's what HOV it stands for, high occupancy vehicles. So if you got 3 or more people in there, you can kind of bypass most of the traffic because you got kind of like a middle lane in the middle of the highway where you can get from point A to point B in a shorter amount of time. You also have our Beltway, our toll system here, that kind of goes around the 610 loop. So, you know, it works. There's always traffic here in Houston though, but, you know, the transit system helps you to get around that to the best of its ability. Metro Rail only really goes though in the middle of the city. So, you know, from like the north side of the 610 loop down to the south side of the 610 loop, which is south of the medical center, or as we call it, Medical Center South area, or by NRG Reliance Stadium and the Astrodome. So, you know, that way you're hitting up, again, the north side, downtown, the medical center, university area, like where Texas Southern University is, University of Houston, St. Thomas University, etc. Even certain locations for HCC, Houston Community College. So you're hitting all your major colleges in the middle of the city that way. But other than that, that's pretty much it. You're going to need your own transportation to get anywhere else in Houston outside of the bus system. But if you can get your own car, please get your own car. I highly recommend that. And wherever you live, I highly recommend you either on the bus line or the trail, or, you know, you're going to live within 30 to 40 minutes of where you go to work or school. So My last one is, in terms of pros and cons, or my fifth one is the weather. So this again is a pro or a con, because the good thing about our weather is you get about 10 and a half months of summer or spring weather here in Houston. I really say we don't have much of a winter anymore these days due to global warming, in my opinion. But it's hot all the damn time here in Houston. I mean, I got this towel right now. I'm in my house and it's hot, but that's just what it is. You gotta have AC. Don't get caught in your car in Houston without AC. God bless you if you do. I mean, you wanna make sure you always, when you walk out of your house in Houston, you wanna walk out with a number of things. You wanna make sure you got some shorts, some pants, some sandals, some boots, a rain jacket, raincoat, an umbrella, and a gun. So all of those things is what you need to come prepared for when you're traveling in Houston. This weather is unpredictable. If there's anything consistent about it, it's inconsistent. So you can wake up in the morning and it's cool. By lunchtime, it's hot. By 3 o'clock, it's raining. I mean, just pouring down. As they say, raining, pouring down, cats and dogs. By 5 o'clock or 20 minutes later after it starts raining, you can't tell it's raining and it's hot as hell. Mosquitoes are out. And then about 7:30, 8 o'clock, it's cool again. You're chilling. You feel like you almost want to go to the park. I mean, you just never know. So you got to come prepared in Houston, man. Like, you can't just come out here in some shorts, and some J's and thinking everything's going to be cool. You're setting yourself up for failure with that. So always come prepared when you're living in Houston for the weather, because there's no telling what you're going to face. So I was only going to do 5 pros and cons about living in Houston, but I'm gonna give you a bonus one, and that's number 6, something you probably see or hear about Houston all of the time, and that's the traffic.
Yeah, baby. Yeah.
I'm gonna give you a little tip. With Houston's traffic, try to stay off the highways between 2 o'clock and 7 o'clock. It's pretty much almost the whole damn day, but if you can stay off the freeway between 2 o'clock p.m. and 7 p.m., you've missed the majority of the traffic. I would even extend it to 7:30 to be safe. But that's what I try to do. When I'm out showing houses, or I'm previewing houses, or I'm looking at some of my investments or something like that, I'm trying my best to stay off the highway between 2 and 7:30. So early bird gets the worm, get up, get moving. Oh, and then there's the morning traffic as well. I mean, so between, I don't know, depending on what side of town you're on, somewhere between 5:45. If you're not on that highway in the morning, you're coming from like Pearland, headed north on 288 going into town. If you're not on that highway on 288 by 5:45 a.m., God bless you. I mean, I don't know what to tell you. So you really need to get in it. So you really have another sweet spot after the morning traffic. You can kind of ride behind it no matter where you are on the side, on the side of Houston. You can get in there about 8:30, 8:45. You bypass all of that school zone traffic, all the traffic on the freeway. So about 8:45 till again about 2 max. You've done yourself justice by learning when the traffic is shaking and moving. Probably want to carry a gun. They have a lot of road rage in Houston as well with this traffic. So people say, oh, people in Houston don't know how to drive. I take a little offense to that because, I've been here my entire life. I know how to drive. I've been driving since I was 10. I started, in an 88 Lincoln Town Car, my slab. And so I think I'm a great driver. I can drive slow, I can drive fast. I can get with you. My dad's a truck driver. He taught me how to drive. I can get around. However, if you think about it, again, we got in the Houston metro area, there's 7 million people here. A little over 7 million people here. Over 1,000 new people moving to Houston each and every day. So it's not that Houstonians, native Houstonians, don't know how to drive. It's the people who move here, I say, don't know how to drive, because you got the most internationally diverse city in the country. So you got different cultures, different ways of life, whether it be different cultures from another city, another state, or another country, all represented right here in this melting pot. And you see it. I'm just gonna leave it at that. You see the different cultures represented on the highways each and every day, so be careful. But yeah, man, the traffic, but we have a highway, we have a lot of back ways, so you learn, how to get to where you're going, and then I say find 3 or 4 different routes of how to get there. I don't even recommend moving somewhere if there's only one way in or one way out. So figure out where you're going, and then, figure out how to get there 2 or 3 different ways through the back routes. That's what I do. Also, it helps me avoid the cops. So I lied. I actually have another pro and con about living in the Houston Metro. So my number seven pro and con about living in the Houston Metro area is going to be job opportunities.
You listen to me. I want you to get your ass up today, go out and look for a job. The word today is job. J-O-B. You hear me? Yeah. Go look for a job today. I'm not kidding. Well, all the way. Damn, it's down here.
So Houston, again, over 7 million people in the Houston metro area, over 1,000 people on average a day moving into this area, most internationally diverse area, right? We have tons of colleges. It's actually ranked, Houston is actually ranked by Site Selective magazine that, we're the number 2, I believe, in the country for corporate relocation. We're quickly becoming, quoting the mayor of Houston, Mayor Turner, quickly becoming corporate America's chosen destination for digital, being the digital hub of the country. Right now, last year in 2019, we just had Amazon open up a new hub here. We also had Bills.com just open up a new hub here. Amazon.com hub is over in the city center area. So, we have a wealth of job opportunities here. Now, it's not necessarily easy to get a job here just because, we have a lot of jobs doesn't mean there's something for everybody. What I mean by that is we have a wide selection of jobs. Some regions of the country, only may be designated for farming or working in a factory or something. Whereas in Houston, we have a wealth of jobs. We have, our oil and gas industry. We have the largest medical industry. Again, we're becoming a preferred destination for digital. We have a very large construction and warehouse industry as well, railroad. I mean, we really have something for everybody here. So it's definitely opportunities here, but you still got to hustle. You still got to network. So if there is another one like 7B or 7A or whatever you want to call it in terms of pro and con here, it's going to be the networking. So you got to network to get to your jobs. You got to hustle. You got to come prepared. They don't just give jobs to any and everybody here in Houston because there are so many people. So where there's people, there's opportunity, and there's competition. So I recommend sites such as Indeed.com, Monster.com, LinkedIn, obviously. But get out there and network. There's job fairs all the time. Now a lot of them are going to be virtual, but we have job fairs here all over the city. A lot of them are held downtown at the George R. Brown Convention Center. Facebook, really utilize Facebook. There's always an event centered around job opportunities on Facebook, promoted on Facebook as well as LinkedIn. So you just got to really utilize your resources and your network. If you don't know anyone here in Houston, your realtor should be a great resource. We have a lot of staffing companies here that can get you contract work and temporary work. And then you get on those jobs and you start networking, you'd be surprised how many people knows where the next hustle is. We have a lot of conventions in Houston, so a lot of times you can come get on a job for a week or two, or maybe even a month out in preparation for that convention. And that will serve as another networking hub, if you will, to figure out what's the next move. So again, a plethora of job opportunities here, but it's also going to be a lot of competition. But at least you have options, so that's always a positive. And so guys, if you've made it this far in the video, I just want to tell you I really appreciate you. I appreciate the love. riding with me to the end. Again, guys, I'm a local realtor in the area, so the Rolls-Royce Luxury Living Team, if you need anything, got any questions, you need any help relocating or moving to the Houston Metro, we got you back. So if you haven't already done so, make sure you subscribe to the channel by clicking on the subscribe button and clicking on the little bell. And that way you get notified each and every time we upload a new video. And until the next time, guys, take care, take charge, and I'll see you at the top. God bless.